Many foreigners are particular about the area when changing jobs, like want to change jobs in the Kanto area and want to stay where they live now. We understand that you want to find a job near where you live now. However, because companies mainly hire Japanese, the success rate of job change for foreigners is much lower than for Japanese. In other words, if you stick to only one area, such as the Kanto area, many people have failed in their job change. But if you can work anywhere in Japan without limiting yourself to a certain area, you can change jobs. In this video, we will show you why those who don't limit themselves to a certain area can change jobs. First of all, let me tell you a fact. The data shows that the employment rate of foreigners we have introduced job to is 90% for those who are not particular about where they work, and only 10% for those who limit their job offers to areas such as the Kanto area. This data is not only from our company, but also other recruitment agencies. There are two reasons. First reason is that most companies in the Kanto area hire only Japanese and don't hire foreigners. Even if they do, they only select foreigners with N1 or higher, or native level Japanese. Second reason is that there are no jobs in the Kanto area. I'll explain one by one. It is easy to assume that there are many job openings in the Kanto area. It is true that there are many jobs available, but there are also many job seekers. Most positions are filled by Japanese. In other words, you will not win if you compete in the same place as the Japanese. Therefore, it is relatively easy to find a job if you look a job in a place where there are no Japanese. There are many jobs in Kanto area, but most of those jobs are mainly for Japanese people in the sales department. And there are no engineers or factories in Tokyo where many foreigners are working. Because rent is very expensive if a factory is built in Tokyo. To cut costs, companies build factories in a local area or suburban area where rent is cheaper. Also, in the case of manufacturing companies, the sales department is often located in the Kanto area, while the design department office is often located outside of Tokyo or in the suburb because the company can cut costs. The sales department is centered in the Kanto area, then the sales staff can go all over Japan. Engineers don't have to travel as much as the sales staff, so they set up offices for the design department in the suburbs where rent is cheaper. In Japanese companies, there are two types of partitions: regular partitions with nationwide transfers and general partitions with limited areas. Regular partitions have higher salaries than general partitions. In the case of regular partitions, you will always be transferred. If you cannot transfer, you will need to become a general partitions or a contract employee. You may eventually be transferred in the future, so don't limit your areas from the beginning. Companies tend to actively hire people who can work anywhere in Japan. In the Kanto area, there are many jobs in which Japanese nationals work, such as sales, and there are very few engineers or factory jobs in the Kanto area where foreigners can be active. Therefore, You may have a good choice to find a job outside of the Kanto area where there are a few Japanese people. However, there are times when you can't move or transfer, such as when you live with your family and your wife works in the Kanto area, or your children attend school in the Kanto area. Unfortunately, companies don't often hire people who can't relocate, and if they do, they often offer them contract partitions. Of course, they understand the family situations of the company's employee, but to be honest, employees who can't relocate are the first to fail the interview process. However, you can work in the Kanto area as a full-time employee. First, work at a location where you received the job offer, and then let the company know that you'd like to move to the Kanto area. We are always striving to get more job offers in the Kanto area. We will continue to tell companies like please hire foreigners who wanna work in the Kanto area. In this video, we provide information about changing jobs. If you find this video useful, please subscribe to our channel.